Welcome back. It is still Galaxy today as we are looking at money matters in marriages, and we have Tade Cash with us here in the studios. Good morning to you, Tade. Many thanks for joining us, and a crew traffic.
Yes, everything's
Welcome, Tade.
Thank you. My pleasure being here.
A lot of people have been turning up questions about the effect of money in marriage.
Yeah.
And then there's this notion that money just has a way of changing people. And then when you're married, probably you're married as paupers. And of course, married being what it is, then things start getting better, and it looks like one partner, maybe one of the partners is just trying to be puffy or being something else. How true is it that money has a way of affecting people negatively in marriage?
Yeah, money is a magnifier. Money magnifies everything, you know. So if somebody it's a good person, money makes you better. You know, if somebody is very stingy, money makes you also act in that same manner.
Stingy.
You know. You know, but that's it. But fundamentally, it's most people don't realize that there's what I call wealth genotype.
Okay.
You know, so there's what I call wealth genotype, and people often go into marriages without knowing their wealth genotype. So there is an SS, which is serious spender. So when somebody that is a serious spender go married to someone that is an AS, which is an active socialite. Now, along the way, because they don't know their wealth genotype, along the way, money comes in. One want to spend it, you know, I mean, as the money just coming in, the other person just want to blow the money. And the other person says, no, I want to live a bigger life, I'm tired of staying in this place. And then when somebody else that is, you know, an active socialite got married to an AC, who happen to be an active collector, they just want to keep money. The people that don't spend, they don't only keep the money. You know, they can be wearing rag, but they will have a lot of millions in their bank account. Now, because there is no compatibility, as it were, you know, along the way, issues now begin to come up. And that's one of the challenges that most people have in their marriages, because two can only work together except they agree. So the point is, the philosophy that governs a lot of people often get married with the mindset that, oh, we will figure it out along the way. But there are fundamentals that you must think about as you go along for you not to put yourself in crisis.
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's it.
I'd like you to tell us more about the genotype thing.
Yes, we need to know, break it a little bit down.
Okay, so we have AC, we have SS, we have AS, and we have AA.
Wow.
You know, an AA is an asset addict. You know, and the person that loves to buy assets, you know, he love good life, but he believes that something must pay for it. He believes that he can't spend all his life working to pay bills. So the first thing he want to do in the early days of his life, or even in the marriage, is to make sure that let's build assets, you know, let's do these things that can pay for what kind of life we want to do. So there are people, you know, the ACs of this world, the AS of this world, they are active socialite. They want to go on vacation with a borrowed money. You know, they want to do things because everybody is doing it, because it's better for them to look rich than to be rich, you know. So they rather look it than being it. So they rather want to drive the best of cars in town, not that they necessarily have the money to buy the car. They can borrow the money and then they can fund it, and at the end of the day they will put themselves into trouble. And you know, the ACs of this world are the people that they just want to keep money. They don't care. They will look. They don't even eat. You know, sometimes if you have to be, they put a price on everything. You know, they have to label it. This thing, it's too expensive. So yes, such people say, if you this thing they're talking about, if you go to one market, inside it, you are going to get it. Now, there are people that don't understand all of these things. So they get married to each other. And then you begin to find it that, that this guy has changed. It's not like this before. You know, the guy wants to live a bigger life and all of that. The woman say, no, let's save. The children are growing. You know, we have to do this. So most time people don't have the balance in all of these games. So and they go on in relationships. Sometimes it happens even in business, you know, where you have a partner that wants to spend. Any profit made, something, we have to buy something new. And you're like, no, let's plow this money back into this business. So what are we playing back? How long are we going to be alive to be playing? We're going to be playing the money and all of those things.
So this genotype should be discussed before you essentially get into marriage.
Absolutely. And when I go for, there are places I go to and they ask me that, oh, they have people that are about to get married, and then I discuss genotype with them. Often the time, some of them don't get married. They will realize that, no, if you're going to get married, we have to take some time. That this guy is a spender, before he collects salary at the end of the month, the money is already gone. So he's even having more bills than the salary he has spent. And I want to say that maybe I can just make more. And sometimes some people even earn more. And they still, they still have a lot of bills, because the more money they make, they believe their appetite should go up. So most time people don't have this conversation about their personal economy before they come into a family economy. And so that really affects a lot of how people relate to money.
Okay, but because we're using the word genotype, I know medically there's no way you can be an AA and then later become an AS.
Yes,
medically,
but financially it is
possible.
It's absolutely possible.
So you can switch from SS
yes,
to AA?
It's a discipline of thought.
Okay.
It's a discipline of thought. It begins with your habit, because everything is about habit.
I'm saying that because I don't want the situation whereby a couple is listening now and they're like, okay, it looks like this guy is a spender, just stay on your lane, let me stay on my lane.
No. So you have to come. The first point is awareness. The ability to be aware that this is who I am. Sometime like last week I was somewhere and a lady called and said, oh, Tade, me and my husband, we are SS. So wow, amazing. And then he said now she realized why they have been having some serious financial issues and personal issues when it comes to money. Because every time you're talking about money, it's either the money is never enough, something is wrong somewhere. And I said it begins with your discipline of thought. You have to come to that realization that something is wrong, and then we need help to get these things sorted. For such people, before you spend, if you are an SS or an AS, before you spend, you always have to ask yourself a question. Do I need this thing now? Because you are prone to spend it. It is your natural state. You are used to spending money. So you need to take a thought and ask yourself, do I really need this thing right now?
I've seen a friend ask the wife before, saying, okay, she comes and says, I have this, and it's like, okay, what's the most urgent need?
That's it. Now, because that person has a tendency of spending without thinking. I don't know if that happened to you before, where you just buy things and you suddenly realize that
you don't need them. Exactly. Yes. And they'll tell you, is the person, I bought it from a person who used jazz to make it buy it.
Not necessarily. Just like it's an unconscious thing. It's a programming that you have been wired to spend. So people believe that if I earn my salary, the first thing I should do with my salary is to spend it. Now, such people, because it takes a lot of discipline to have money on you and not spend it. It takes a lot of discipline to know that you have money in your bank account. And you're like, no, I can't buy this thing now. It's a lot of discipline. And that discipline is discipline of thought. Okay. Now, and that's very important.
Talking about discipline, do you think you need someone who is accountable to help you discipline yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's what people need. People need to know that, oh, I can't do this thing myself. Because for instance, just like if an AS and AS marry each other, they're going to be having they're going to raise a boring children. Now an AC and AC, an active collector and active, they're going to raise a boring children. Why? Because they will hardly buy anything. The seat in the house can be going so bad, and you find out that they're not changing it. Have you not seen people like that? It's not that they don't have money. They're not changing. They don't see reason why don't you change it. Let's use it, and they will tell you, you better thank God. When we are growing up, don't we have seats? We sit on the mat. We're giving you this one, you're still complaining. So most people don't know. And then they raise children that will then begin to have a scarcity mentality. Where, they grew up and believe that there is never enough. Things are not available. Whatever you just have. People will not be able to ask for more in life because they believe that whatever they give you, better just take it. There's no much.
And this can affect them in the area of career.
Yes, it affects people because you see, your money blueprint of a parent, just like the genotype of a parent affect the child, the genotype of a child, the same way the wealth genotype of parent always affect the children. I remember I have to break from the genotype of my parent. My father is a spender. He want to spend. My mother want to keep it. Okay. So the point is, when you ask my mom, we need to do this. So we say, do you think money money grow on the tree. So you grow up with the mentality that money is not available. And then you have to get to a point in your life where what they are telling you and what you are seeing in reality is not the same. It can make you go insane. Okay. So what you want to do is to now ask yourself, like, come on, how can I change this reality for myself? I need to create a new reality for me that can change my life. And that's my own story. You know, I have to change that reality. So today I can comfortably tell you that I am an AA, okay? And I accept addicts. Because you see, I grew up, and then I love good life. So what I have to do is that I build the asset that can fund a good life for me. Because everybody can have a good life. But the point is, can you build that before you do the other?
Before you came in, we were talking about some issues. We talked about debts. We also talked about yours, mine, and ours. It actually has been an issue for most marriages about what belongs to the woman alone, what belongs to the family, and what belongs to the man. So what's the ideal situation when it comes to financial matters? Should that be a mine, a yours, or strictly an ours?
Okay, thank you. The truth is, when the foundation of a thing, when the foundation is destroyed, according to Bible, it says that what can a right-minded man do? So the point is, when people go into marriage, most of the time, people try to shy away from having some conversations. And one of the conversations that people run away from is money. You know, like, don't worry, we will figure it out. And money has a lot of emotion attached to it. That when people then get into marriage and begin to say, oh no, this is my money, that is your money. You need to know the strengths of, for instance, in my house, when it comes to money matters in the house, my wife handles it in terms of handling, money that relate to the family. But this is what happened. You need to know who has a strength, and you need to know who is weak in one area. There are some people that cannot handle money. If they handle money, it goes out and just saw a neighbor or somebody and say, I'm hungry. It will have spent all the family money on somebody else, even before the family will have access to it. But this is it. The moment we choose to be married, nothing is mine and nothing is yours. It is now ours. And therefore, we now have to understand something to say, come on. For me, for instance, you must have something that is also privately yours. Now, in some situation of families where people are having those kind of issues, we can make it a corporate account to say that this particular, both husband and wife earns money, we're saying that this particular amount goes into the family account from the percentage of what we earn. Now, that means there is a particular amount of money that I can now use my own discretion to spend. That means there will not be that, oh, okay, I make 1 million a month, you make 400,000 a month, all of us pour this money. Why don't let us create a family account? So this family account means that, 50%, 40% of whatever money we make goes into this family account. Whatever we're going to do with that money, it has to be an family economy summit. We all agreed on it and say, this thing is what we are doing with this money. It will save a lot of headache, because in a situation where somebody begins to say, it is mine, it is yours, we can't keep running our life on that, because the relationship you have with money reveals a lot about you, not necessarily about the other person. How people relate to money.
What about a case of where one person is a chronic gambler? It is an issue, or sometimes one of the partners is always prone to get into debts. Should it be the debt of the family right now, or just an individual debt?
It's hard to say. Sorry, it's hard to say. But if it's a family, it's a debt of the family.
Now, for instance, not the person spends ordinarily on himself.
Okay.
But of course, since he's married, over time it becomes a family issue.
Yes.
So what do you do in such a situation? Leave him in the lodge, or how do you address it when over time he keeps on running into personal debts?
Yes, the truth is, a lot of people, the answer is not yes or no. Now, however, there are times in your life where you have to let people face their own bronze. For instance, there is no way you keep relating to a foolish person and you will not suffer the consequence of foolishness. Because there will be a time in your life when somebody that you are relating with is foolish. He will do something that will affect you in a way that you may not be, you can never envisage. But because by relationship or proximity, you are going to be affected as I look at what your friend has done. That's your friend. So it may be reputational damage or something. So in that situation, that's what I said earlier. You need to know what the strength of individuals her. And then we also need to determine, especially when the thing has happened the first time and the second time, you now need to have a crucial conversation. There are people that don't have crucial conversation about these things and say, come on, if you do this, you are going to be responsible for it. And this and this. Now, when people know that they are going to be responsible for something, not that they will bring it back home, because there are some men, for instance, that just spend money and believe that, oh, my wife, when this thing happened, she will find a way around it for me and all of that. And the woman begin to run helter-skelter and believe that, oh, or there are some women also in a situation where she just go and put the family into a particular debt and come back home and say, oh, I bought this thing, oh, we have not even been able to pay. It has to be an agreement. There are things that are very sensitive, that you don't just go out there and buy a product and say you claim that you have bought it for the family.
Okay, please, how about a case where, because I've heard someone tell me that the husband is the highest, he's the one that he is like the financier of the family, and she on the other hand to adds one or two things. Okay, and there's this notion where he sees everything as his.
Okay.
You know, and that kind of poses like a problem to her. How would you suggest to such a lady? What you
Yes,
suggest?
it begins that they still first have to have a conversation about it.
Okay.
Most time people try to shy away from having a conversation around all of these situations. You need to have a conversation. You are married. It's not your boyfriend. You are married. So we have to have a conversation that, guy, this is what I've noticed about these things and these things. Let's state it clear that this money is your money. Let's state it clear. So if you state it clear that it's your money, then both of us will know, I will know how to find my own lane too and make my own money.
All right, we must say a very big thank you to you, Tade. We've been looking at the effect of money in marriage, and our guest here has been Tade Cash. He's a super wealth creator, cash flow entrepreneur, and an investor, co-founder of West East Land Properties Limited. Tade, just before we go, for people who may just want to reach out to you on social media, just throw out your handles.
Okay, on Twitter, you can follow me at Tade Cash. Tade Cash.
Okay.
Fine. Yes.
Tade Cash.
Just
simply put, Tade Cash, T-A-D-E.
Just on Twitter, no,
yes, on Twitter,
no Instagram.
Instagram is official Tade Cash. Yeah.
Okay.
Official Tade Cash. Yeah.
Wow, we've learned a lot. We should revisit this.
So now you know that you and Jude's money is our money.
Like, seriously, I should be telling you that. Oh my God, it's been fun hanging out with you. Let's do this again at 10 tomorrow, where we'll do entertainment. Thank God it's Friday. I'm Uche Onyekuluche. Do have a beautiful Thursday. Bye for now.
And I'm Justin Akadanye. Many thanks for being a part of the show. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll